After spending a while here in Miranda de Ebro, we finally started making our way out of the city, and since we didn't really see much of it outside of our small bubble, it was interesting to see what it was like. It's got that small town Spanish feel, local shops, cafes, and people just going about their day. You can really feel how much slower the pace of life here is compared to the bigger major cities like, say, Madrid. But yeah, this is Miranda. It's simple, quiet, and a little rougher around the edges than some of the earlier points of interest we visited, but definitely full of character, and I'm sure if we stayed here longer we would have been able to see that it most likely had more of a charm to it than we initially thought. And it seemed a lot busier than the day prior, so it seems like there may be a lot going on here. We're passing through the main streets on the way back towards the train station here, and you can start to see a mix of newer apartment blocks and older shop fronts, a couple of local clothing stores, cafes, and even a telepizza on the corner. There's a bit more traffic around this part and a few people walking home or sitting outside bars, but remember this was in the early morning hours. It's one of those towns that feels small but stretched out. Everything looks similar, but each street has its own cluster of little different shops. We were just heading through here to get back to the train, still hoping to finally reach Vitoria before sunset. So thoughts on Miranda de Ebro overall? Well, I didn't really get to appreciate it because coming from the Briviesca disaster beforehand and then being stuck in the station over there, it kind of felt like this was the nail in the coffin with the disaster hotel in Miranda. Here, it was like the bad experiences wouldn't stop. We're also in a small pocket area of the city, not really with the easiest access to much around it, so we didn't get to see it. Would I come back to Miranda? Probably from the experience, not likely, but the view in the distance with the mountains and hills and the open highway was beautiful, and the train ride coming into it had some good views. The city felt like a mix of 80s Europe with a sprinkle of character. I wonder what this Olympic building is. This is the train station, isn't it? Back at the station again, need to get a ticket. There's more of those graffiti train carriages, isn't there? Just like, what was that town called that we got stuck in the other day? Briviesca. They all seem to be graffiti, don't they? It seems like most of our train rides are quite empty, really. They've been quite outdated carriages. I mean, this one to Victoria is very quiet as well. It's nice having a calm train journey. Back on the train again, this time heading from Miranda toward Vitoria. We're super happy to leave and we're excited to see what was in store for us. You can still see the outskirts of Miranda here, industrial parks, storage yards and train depots scattered across the fields. It's one of those areas that feels like the in-between of two worlds, half countryside and half a logistics hub. Then just as you pull out further, the view opens up into these endless rows of solar panels. You don't really realise how massive some of these fields are until you're passing right beside them. It's quiet, cloudy, but the kind of peaceful early morning vibe. Stopping in a small town here, if you're wondering about this sign where it says Irun, this is not the Irun station. Irun is actually sitting right on the border between Spain and France. You have Irun and Hendaye, or Hendaye, which is a later stage in this journey, which we will actually cross in the coming days or weeks. This is actually Manzanos, which is a concejo, which is apparently a small local administrative division of the municipality of Ribera Baja in Spanish, which is in the province of Alava or Araba. This is part of the Basque Country. I like to record random stops in small towns, although you don't really have much context until you do the research later. But this was about 30 kilometers southwest of the provincial capital, which we're heading to, Vitoria. Apparently this is an old settlement with some documentation that it's existed for a few centuries, and it's just a typical rural village, and I imagine the population is very small. Apparently back in 2022 it only had about 181 people, so I guess you would call it a hamlet rather than a village. And if we got stuck in Manzanos, it probably would have been even worse than being stuck in Briviesca, especially if they were having a siesta and we didn't know where to go. After leaving Manzanos, the landscape starts to open up again. There's long stretches of empty road, fields of golden wheat, and those endless rolling hills in the distance with some beautiful rivers. You could really feel like we were starting to move away from the small villages and into the more open country as everything starts to feel quiet again, like that calm space between the towns where time just slows down. Every few minutes you'd spot another little river winding through the trees, or a few scattered farmhouses that looked like they hadn't changed in decades. And as we got closer to the next point of interest, the fields turned this really rich tan colour, which is one of those classic northern Spain scenes that look straight out of a painting. And every train ride that we have between each of these towns and cities do feel like the same thing, which is honestly just a blessing.
The next stop was a minute at a little place called La Puebla de Arganzon, and it's a quiet small Basque style town surrounded by green hills, allotments and old farmhouses. It's the kind of stop you wouldn't even notice if you blinked. You can see the small station platform here with a few locals waiting with their bikes and strollers, and then we're off again toward Vitoria in just a few moments. Yet again, another town we'll never get to fully explore, unfortunately. It does seem like one of those quiet Basque villages though on the way to Vitoria, and you can see how peaceful it is here with low houses with red roofs, little garden plots. Everything feels still for a moment in small towns like these. It's moments like these that you get a glimpse of everyday life that you'd never see if you were just driving through. And there's a few houses out in the country as well. The landscape leaving La Puebla de Arganzon is no different. It's full of dense green giving way to golden fields and rolling hills again. You could tell we were edging closer to Basque Country here. The air looked cooler, the sky was heavy with clouds, and the ride from here had this strange calm to it. There's endless stretches of farmland broken up by winding rivers and patches of forest. After a short ride through the countryside now, the train makes another quick stop, and this time it's at Nanclares de la Oca. This is a quiet town with neat rows of modern apartments and a few older industrial buildings near the tracks. The architecture starts to shift and everything feels a bit greener and more overcast. The station itself is pretty small and there's mostly just one or two locals waiting around for the next train. This is actually around 12 kilometers or 7.5 miles away from Vitoria, which is the capital of the Basque Country, so we're getting pretty close to our destination here. According to history, apparently this place goes all the way back to pre-Roman times, and there's evidence of settlements in this period around here, which is pretty interesting. All these small towns and municipalities have such a rich history along this way.
So that town was called Nanclares de la Oca.
The town fades behind into these wide open fields and you start to see hay bales scattered everywhere, passing under bridges covered in graffiti and stopping on flat stretches of golden wheat with huge elongated paths stretching miles along the highway. The perfect location for dog walkers and cyclists who want an access into the country.
It's like a long cycling path, isn't it? It's almost like a runway on the left. But I think it's for bikes. These are quite nice houses.
We started to see more modern villas mixed with these old stone buildings tucked just off the tracks, and it's suddenly just broken up by some giant warehouse complex shortly after.
You know what I do quite like? The fact that you're going on a train through so many places. You see all these like small municipalities that you may not have seen before. Some of them are towns, but some of them are like just 4 or 5 houses and like a playground, and you're thinking like, is that a tiny village? It's so small because it's bang in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Well, unless you're actually looking on the map, you don't know where you are or what it is. And there's so many dotted across the train journey.
We're now heading into Vitoria, and there's more modern apartments and tall glass-sided buildings, and you can feel the contrast here. One minute you're going from the pure countryside, and next you're then surrounded by city life again. These pastel blue and white towers mark the outskirts of Vitoria Gasteiz, which is the capital of the Basque Country. It's calm, clean and organised, and a big change from Miranda.
Right, I still need to book a hotel. I've not booked a hotel yet. The weather's terrible, isn't it? Definitely not dressed appropriately. I'm wearing shorts. But luckily the hotel's only a 3-minute walk, so let's see what Victoria's saying. These guys are a bit punky, aren't they? Dressed in front. Right, let's go see what this room's saying then. It's floor 2 into. Right, we're now in Vitoria, so we survived that room yesterday, didn't we? So let's see what's saying. Let's go inside here, let's see what's the room saying. Home sweet home for the next, at least one night, maybe more, we'll see how it goes. Right, we've got the aircon thermostat. The TV is opposite the bed this time, it's not actually next to the desk. So that's quite nice, isn't it? So literally can watch TV while I'm at the desk, so that's quite good. Got a rack here. We have got a mini bar. I think the lady said that because the mini bar's quite small, they don't bring too much food back. All in all, it looks quite nice. The bathroom looks quite nice as well. You know those bidets? There's one of those shower heads next to the bathroom. So there's a black shower head. And it's also a normal shower, which is quite nice because I think the last one might have been a bath shower. I can't remember, but I didn't use it the last place. But this is definitely a step up. Could literally sit here. The sink's massive as well. You know before when we said there was no volume in the sink at the previous place? This is literally like a basin. There's so much volume in it, which is quite nice. So you could definitely have room to wash your hands with no problems in there hygienically. Very modernistic. The only thing is there is what appears to be a mosquito here, so that definitely needs killing first. Apart from that, gonna dip into some Walker's Baked Lay's I4 now. Al Punto de Sal. You can get some big bags of bakes here. They do this in Austria as well, but for some reason I never see these in England. Right, we're off to Carrefour now to get some groceries, boys. This is the Carrefour market, which is a lot bigger than the normal one, so hopefully this is as good as the Madrid one, which I did in the last one.
Carrefour is my favourite supermarket in Spain, and as you can see there's a great range of cured meats, fish and also refrigerated meats here as well.
Showing all the shop and bio stuff. There's a lot of organic stuff down here, you see. $4.99, is that a good deal? Olive oil is quite expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very good.
A million tins of fish again. $1.67, and then I'll get these tin chickens again because they're quite nice. Are these chicken meatballs? Albondigas de pollo. Hope they haven't got pork in them. This is that really good quality salmon. It's not that round tin. It's that good one I was eating in Madrid. Oh, there's some Lego here. It's a pretty decent homeware section in here, though, isn't it? I mean, the downstairs floor is bigger than the upstairs floor. Like the most random shelf ever. There's like soaps and... It turns out we literally got in the wrong room. So we're in 203, just come back from grocery shopping, and we found out the key says 203, but we're in 205, and this room's completely different. To be honest, I actually like this a bit more. The layout's different. I think the size of the main room's maybe the same, or maybe a tiny bit smaller, but the desk is a bit better, and there's no thing here where I could knock myself out. And also, the view of the street is nice here, because it's not obstructed by those strange green trees. So to be honest, if we can stay in this one where we're meant to be in, it would be actually better. But my mum's gone down to see if we can get the right key or get all of our belongings from the old room, because we left them in the wrong room and then the key wasn't for that room, so we just locked ourselves out. So don't know what we're going to do with that. So in the room we're meant to be in, we've brought the food back, but in the room we were in before, which we were meant to be in, we've left our suitcases and bags in. So that's an interesting carry on. This has got to be the best quality salmon. It's way better than that cheap brown tin stuff. It's more expensive, but you get like a whole fillet in here instead of just like mushed up salmon. It's way better eating. In the hotel right now, got a pretty cozy setup. Just a little update on yesterday's quitting sugar thing. Didn't seem to work. Ate all these today, but tomorrow's a new day, as they say. Now, when I say quitting sugar, that doesn't include quitting drinking smoothies or anything that actually has goodness. For an example, these are also biscuits, but unfortunately, I was deficient in some vitamins. Not just the B12 I mentioned in the previous segment, but also folate. And I was told that you could get it from folic acid, which not everyone can digest. But I'm giving it a try to see if my levels increase. The only thing I could find with folic acid in is like cereal bars and fortified cereal stuff. So I ended up buying these kids dinosaur biscuits, which is obviously pretty embarrassing to be eating in my 20s, but just have vitamins in. So these are not included because I actually need to eat them, surprisingly. If I do want something sweet, dark chocolate's actually good for you, but I say that you should only really have 1 or 2 pieces max. So everything in moderation. But these milk chocolate things,
No excuse for that. I may have eaten a little bit too much protein. Look how many tins of chicken and fish we've got through. Day 11 today, we are in Vitoria, so I think today is just going to be a little bit of a quick grocery run to El Corte Inglés again. I think the last time I went to that one was in Valladolid, but there's another one in Vitoria, so I'm going to go for a quick run, maybe buy some fruit, try and keep it a little bit more clean eating this time because I've been eating an absolute ton of sugar. See if there's anything interesting to see on the way. As far as I know, I think we're here for about 2 more nights to break and rest up, and then we've got to figure out what's the best course of journey up to San Sebastian. Either direct or broken up, we'll have to see. So we'll figure out the logistics maybe tonight or tomorrow. Get a bit of footage of the streets. Yeah, it looks like some kind of steamed building. I don't know what it is. Is it under construction? That looks nice, that grey building. Look at that. Boutiques Despachos. Blanque Peluqueña Eliza. Showing the streets and stuff. But there's a lot of shops on the street that you can see. There's a few closed ones though, isn't it? I mean, it is mid-afternoon, it's about 3 or 4, so obviously some of them will be asleep. Presumably if they are sleeping just like the other towns. What's this massive statue up here? Cook's Coot. I don't even know how you say that, Cook's Bank. It looks like it's somewhere near here, but I'm not exactly sure where we're going, but there's tons of shops on here as well. I wonder if there's a good tram system along here, you know. I wonder what the costs are and if there's like a lot of stations and stuff around. Yeah. So we're in the courtyard here, the El Corte Inglés. Look how much water's here. Oh, these are fountains. I thought it was literally just a wet day. Got some right bougie meats and stuff. This is that same gourmet one we saw last time though. I don't know if it's as good as the last one.
Excuse me, look, roast beef, that's what you want. Ask for a few slices of that. Then you've got
it's not cooked.
It is cooked. Roast beef. It's roast beef, cooked roast beef, $4.50 for
the B12. If you're into alcohol, there's about 1 million bottles here. What do you reckon this all add up to? I'm saying about 50 so far. 40 or I'd say about 40 so far.
I told you were up to £40 with just your fruit.
No, you said 20.
I didn't.
20 or 30. Not 40.
They were £5 a piece. How much did you get? 4 or 5? Yeah, okay then.
I mean, health food adds up, doesn't it? Or a whole tin chicken. Did you say it was €20? It says Muslos y Grasa de Pato, or whatever that is. That's that statue on that bank, isn't it? I mean, it's not, I don't think it's even like a special building, but I think that looks nice, isn't it? There's so many statues these days, you just don't know what they even are of. I thought it might be like a basketball court or something because I saw some kids playing, but it's just an open square, isn't it? I still don't know how to pronounce that for the life of me though, that word. Kuksa. I just want to walk down a few streets to kind of see some stuff. I literally thought that guy was a real person looking at me out the window. Look at him. Wait, let me take a picture. Wonder who's playing on here then. Ayuntamiento de Vitoria Gasteiz, Godala. And what's this building behind it as well? That's some town hall or something. And there's also a big statue through here. Should we go check that out? buildings are lovely, but we've got fruit, so it's going to start fermenting if we have like a really long walk. See if we can get a souvenir. Alright, so here's the haul. This all came to about £58. So this is the rest of the haul. So that's all come to about £58, including everything in this bag. So Corte Inglés is actually quite expensive, but you do get the best quality food there. The fruit is the best quality I've had, but you have to pay like €4 to €5 just for a pot of chopped fruit, which is pretty crazy. But you pay for your quality, so hopefully today's haul's good. So today's dinner is the Pia Martinet tabbouleh. So I've not had any of this since we've been in Madrid, so I don't think I've eaten any tabbouleh for like about 11 days, so we're coming on 2 weeks. Now this is a bio one. All I can see is it has more salt, but it looks the same, so I don't know if it's going to be any better. Probably just an excuse to make it cost more, but bon appetit. Day 12 I think it is right now, boys. Literally just got woken up. It's 10 AM. I went to sleep at like 2 AM. You can see my face is like swollen and super tired. Now there's supposed to be some kind of festival on today, which is why we were told that this hotel was a little bit more expensive today. And we heard music. There was like a brass band and a march going on real close by, but I'm not exactly sure where it was. And they didn't seem to go down our street, and I think they've walked off now. I don't seem to think they'll be coming back. Fortunately I got woken up, but there was a crazy flurry of like cannons or gunfire. I'm not sure if they used muskets or something. That was just after there was like the march and all the cheering and stuff, so I literally just got straight up and I thought that someone had like opened fire into like the festival or something, so it just made me jump. And I got out of bed. I've not been able to get back to sleep since, but we're going to take a look and see if we can figure out what the festival actually is, to actually explain it a little bit better. And if they do come down, we'll get some footage, but as far as I can see right now, I think we probably missed it. So we've just done a little bit of research. So apparently on the 25th of July in Vitoria Gasteiz, Santiago Day, Dia de Santiago, celebrated with a marching parade, music and traditional events, because Santiago is the city's patron saint. It's a public holiday in the Basque Country marked by festivities, markets and cultural shows in the city centre to honour St James. This is when Vitoria Gasteiz celebrates Day of the Blusas y Neskas. 25 mixed quadrillas, groups of boys and girls. Boys quadrillas are known as Blusas and girls are Neskas. Dress a dark smock, blusa, espadrilles and a neckerchief. Apparently in the past times, quadrillas used to meet to attend the bull ring wearing the typical work smocks not to get dirty. Later the clothing changed to start wearing the traditional Basque clothing. Blusas and Neskas attend the cemetery in order to pay a floral tribute to the deceased Blusas from Vitoria. One of the highest points of the festival is when about 25 quadrillas parade, Peselo, through the streets of Alava's capital, also during Virgin Blanca festivities to the bull ring. The Blues is responsible for conducting the municipal band in Parque de la Florida Park. So that's my half asleep explanation of everything. I'll try and put some pictures on screen. It seems like a pretty interesting day. So just like the rock band, you do pass through places when they do have things going on, but it would have been nice if they marched down our street so we could actually see the thing. We are on a main road, but I think the road's probably just too narrow for a march to go on because they'd have to probably clear it. These are the kind of dresses and stuff people are wearing. All these robes like this lady has on here as they're walking past from the celebration, clearly. Although this is all we've seen so far. Must just be people coming back from the celebration. Not many people outside now. It's all starting to clear up. There's a lot of people below at the cafe though, so I'm sure this is the very end of the celebrations. I think most people walked home who were all dressed up. We only saw a few different costumes, didn't we? Guess everyone's just celebrating after hours now, aren't they? Sat in the cafes and such. No marching parades, no music. They must have walked around about 5 or 6 times. Right, so the festival has actually arrived. So after waiting a few hours, they're actually right below us on the street. I think someone sussed that they're in the video and they're doing some hand signs. It's quite funny. So we've been waiting a few hours for them to come parading down the street, and finally they have. I think you might have been right about them having a siesta by the looks of it. So now we're getting a little bit parading. So this is their kind of way that they dress, I presume, isn't it? So I explained it a little bit earlier. I'm not too versed on the culture too much, but we've been waiting for the parade all day. All the girls dressed in these traditional dresses. It reminds me a little bit of the Oktoberfest celebration. Now the annoying thing about this is there's no shades, so it's kind of hard to get a camera shot. There's a little bit of reflection, but hopefully you can see kind of the general gist of what's happening. There is also some sun glare on the glass, which is a little bit of a shame. You can hear some music in the background. This is just the brass band playing, so I'll let you kind of give a little bit of a listen. I do quite like these neck scarves they're wearing. They do remind me a little bit of the Palestinian kufiya, but don't get them confused because this is the traditional dress of the Spanish, and this is part of their culture, so obviously don't get things confused because it is respectful obviously to pay attention to the Spanish kind of lifestyle and such. But a lot of people are drinking beers as well, so they're very happy. That's why it reminds me of Oktoberfest. Everyone's got a beer in the hand, everyone's smiling, everyone's walking around. Now we've got a little bit of dancing. Look at these cheeky chappies having a bit of a spin and a twist, eh? Bringing smiles all around. There's tons of people in the cafe below. There's also a tapas bar across the street, which you can't see, but there's actually quite a lot of people inside. It doesn't look like they're actually parading or moving through the street, to be honest. It looks like they're probably just stopped in the street for about 20-30 minutes and then they're going to move to another street, isn't it?
Probably. Because I've caught lots of different ones all around the area earlier on, so...
I'm just thinking, if it's the same kind of people walking through the streets all day, they're going to be exhausted, aren't they? Standing on their back legs, walking around the streets all day. This is one of the only exceptions where you have people day drinking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you're on an island or something.
It's lovely. Yeah, they're moving up now, the van's coming in a minute. I can see them swirling around. Look, the flag's coming. Go.
Here we've got the spinning and twisting on the right. I like those berets that you mentioned that some of these men are wearing. They do look quite cool, don't they?
Van's coming now, dressed in red.
That's some good cardio for those women jogging on the spot, isn't it? I mean, they're all quite in good shape. They must be moving a lot doing that. They must be practicing the past few months, eh? Right, these lot are moving up. Oh, here we go. Here's the real people. We've got the front people in the full dress, and now we've got the brass band coming, haven't we? This is what we've been waiting for.
Anybody else will come now?
There's a car coming through here. Is this like a charity car? What does that say? Gasteiz or something. I can't even read that. There's some more people hanging out the back of the van though. These are just the day drinkers, aren't they? These aren't the brass band. These are the guys just drinking more. I wonder what the distinguishment is. That must be some logo of the establishment, surely, no?
I've seen these.
Because the rest of them were dressed in red.
Yeah.
So, unless there's a distinguishment between the colours.
Yeah, they've still got the scarves still, haven't they?
People of all different ages, isn't it? The long one's the trombone, isn't it?
Reflection, unfortunately.
But these lads are playing the heart out.
this lady's interviewing someone down here, isn't she? Let's get a zoom on that. I wonder if that's for a TV show or something.
I think that's Mad TV, I think. Yeah, I've seen that.
Got two presenters. They should be interviewing me about travelling 1,000 miles home, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
On TV. Shout out to the Spanish people. You know, there is a lot of rich culture here, and it's a really nice vibe to be able to be a part of it in some way.
It is.
So,
all the shops are shut, all the cafes are open, so everyone's drinking, having a nice tapas, and all the big shops and everything in town are all closed.
It's important to respect the local culture because a lot of tourists, you know, cause a lot of problems, but we like to kind of just keep our head down and kind of integrate and, you know, enjoy the culture outside. I mean, we're not outside right now. Obviously, this isn't our celebration. We don't want to, you know, get too involved. But we're in a great vantage point right here, just kind of enjoying the show, aren't we? So
Yeah, it's lovely being out in town.
this is why it's good being central, because we've got a balcony view of what's going on.
Very lucky.
We've got some blues and reds over here, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Is the blue just for the men then, or I've seen them all in mixed colours, I think. I wonder with all the people that aren't dressed up, I wonder if they're kind of locals as well, or if they're just visitors. Because I guess not everyone's going to be dressed up in traditional stuff, are they?
No. But like down here you've got some girls with like, you know, clothes on, they've got dressed up for it. And I've seen people walking around that are dressed like this girl across the road with a dad, all in purple and an apron on.
Because like I said,
Making an effort, haven't they?
when I was in Granada about a year ago, they were in these really beautiful like flamenco dresses, these girls. I'm not sure what celebration it was, but it seems to be, you know, wherever you go in Spain, they have so many different unique kind of celebrations and festivals, which is really nice.
I wonder where they get all the outfits from.
Well, they must buy them because they're all kind of the same, aren't
These two
they?
are the Godfathers.
Huh, I love that guy's sombrero hat. Can't get a very good visual on it through the blurriness, but I like that guy's sombrero hat. Do they wear sombreros here? Because I know they wear them in Mexico, but, you know.
Another band coming.
Got some more stragglers in the band.
Yeah. Sun's making it terrible. Like red for me, is it you? Or it might be just the, oh, there we are, the case in mine.
Well, we've got some singing going on now. I wonder if this is copyright or not.
He's singing.
It's just like in the streets, they're all kind of like this in a very narrow street when they also do the bull races as well. You know, when they're running from the bull run. It's like a street like this, and they'll cordon it off, and there'll be like a big group of people here, and then they'll just release the bulls inside.
This is Churanga. Kanda and Juventus. They'll be all different bands, won't they? There we go.
Oh, she's serving some kind of drinks in there, isn't she?
I think they're serving drinks to the people walking behind all in costume, and they've got stickers, look, where the kid is. Got lemonade.
It's got so many advertisements on the side. People must pay to have an advertisement on that van there.
Maybe.
So it wasn't multiple logos. Those people are probably just part of the festival, aren't they? And they've just paid for ads on the side of the van. Because you can see there's about 3 or 4 different businesses on here. Oh, we're seeing some black and greens now. We saw the red and black and the blue and black.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing some green and blacks.
So sorry about the quality of the
As I'm recording, I'm just getting orders and orders popping up. I'm hoping it's a good day today. I've had about 4 orders. 4 or 5 orders in 10 minutes.
They're all greens as well, aren't they? Luckily people don't look up, do they really? There's so much going on.
It doesn't matter if they do, it's an event. We have, we're just documenting it.
There you go. Hands here.
I don't know if anyone from Vitoria will be watching this, but hopefully we've shown a bit of nice coverage of the events going on in your city. It's a pleasure to be part of it. Seemingly goes on forever, this, doesn't it? I'd like to know what the significance of each colour means. Look at this guy on that little trike.
Yeah.
They definitely want to get him on the film, don't they? Just for the content, these 2 girls. That trike was the best part of it, wasn't it? She looks a bit drunk, she nearly stumbled her.
Yeah, you probably will get it at this time of day.
Drunk out of the brains, aren't they? Oh, I've just seen 2 girls that look exactly alike. They must be twins, but they're in completely different areas of the crowd.
literally feels like it's going on forever. We're recording for about 20 or 25 minutes and there's still a constant stream of people coming for the festival. It's just like a non-stop show, isn't it? Which is absolutely crazy. But they got a donkey over there. This is the aftermath of all the junk that was left behind. After this festival, all these wrappers and papers and food boxes. People who were sat on the pavement obviously left all this stuff. Obviously people who sat down have left all the food and wrappers and such. Now I presume tomorrow the city cleaners are going to pick it up. You can't really see too well, but there's tons of stuff everywhere. Anyway, I just heard some people screaming. And there was a rat that was scurrying across the road. It's going so fast. I don't know where it's gone now. But it's like hiding in one of these doorways somewhere.